All right, what's up, guys? Hope you guys are having a good weekend. I got 4 plays to show you guys today. I took profits on last week. Pretty good week, also a pretty slow week. It's about 4 for 4, but didn't do a whole lot. I still am in a few positions, I guess, so I guess I could still count those. I'm in about 3 positions still, but regardless, I'm gonna break down the 4 positions I took profits on this week. Oh, I did actually take a loss on one play. I think it was AACD. It was like a 2% stop loss, nothing big, but regardless, let's hop into the current play, which is Nptn. So this one's really simple. As you can see, we have a descending trend line right off the bat. Pretty simple to tell. It's just a resistance trend line essentially. Every time I hit this area, peaked right here, came close here, came close here. Of course, these aren't all perfect, but in general, this does act as somewhat of a resistance, and clearly it broke it, so maybe it wasn't much of a resistance. I don't know. Regardless, I just had it there just in case. But I had my 2 supports drawn, so as you can see, I had a major support drawn right here, or I don't know if it's major, but I did have a support drawn right here because it has came down to this level before and reversed. And if I were to go on the 5-year chart, it also did reverse at that area quite a few times. But I also had another support level drawn right here. This one was obviously the major support level. You know, you get a bounce here, 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 and here, and then most recently here. So we had about 5 solid bounces here. Immediately came down on that support level, bounced, and immediately went right back up. And then I did draw a resistance trend line, or not a resistance trend line, I did also draw a resistance line right here. This one isn't the most obvious. You get a little bit of touching here, and some consolidation over here. I think if we hop on the 5-year chart, yeah, you can see resistance here, here, here. So we have a good 5-6 times it's tested this resistance level, so it's really strong, really sturdy. So it's a perfect little channel between these two things. Let's zoom in, you can see where I entered. So I actually entered right about 860-ish, a little bit higher than I could have. It did come down another percent, so I could have waited a little bit longer, but I think I got anxious, or I was excited to hop in. Hopped in about 860, we'll say, and then it broke this resistance trend line. Like I said, it actually wasn't that strong. I anticipated it actually bounced off of it, but I'm glad I held through it. Broke through. Total, it went up about 15%. However, I actually sold out right above here, just barely above it, or about, I think it was 8%. I think I sold like 930. So yeah, let's say I took 8% on that play. So that's super simple swing, super solid too. All right, next we have VMC. This is another really good one. So this one, again, very, very simple. I had a little trend line channel right here. As you can tell, every time I was in this trend line area, reverse, right? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 almost reverses at this area. Super, super obvious. And then of course we had the perfect support line lining up. So it was right on the money right there. You can see, the support and the trend line are coming together to make that perfect area of entry. Then a resistance right here. We get a few touches over here, and then it kind of broke through here. We can ignore that. It all consolidated this level. So overall, I thought this was a pretty fair resistance. I did think it was going to go over, obviously, because in the past it's gone over every single time, which it did. I'm glad it did. It went over quite a bit, so I'm happy. But let's zoom in to see how I entered. So I actually came down about to my loading zone. About 169, I think I entered, so right at the very bottom almost, which was perfect. See how it immediately bounced off the top trend line and just took off. That's exactly what we want to see. So we'll say I hopped in, I think it was 169, and then I wrote it up all the way up. It would have went about 10%, but I actually got out right over here for about 7%. I think it was like 180.50. So let's see, 180.50, about right here, yeah, 7%. So again, super solid. It was within a week. Really happy on that trade too. All right, so here we have MDIA. This was another super simple one. Worked out amazingly. This actually is incredibly similar to VMC. I mean, you have the trend line channel here, support and resistance. It's literally the exact same play. It looks almost identical, honestly. It's kind of funny, but I don't think I need to explain the support and the resistance. Kind of similar to the last one. Like I said, you can kind of see it. They're obviously not the most perfect, but that's okay. I wasn't going for the most perfect here. I was just going for the one that makes the most sense. Regardless, let's see where I hopped in. So I hopped in the very top of the trend line. That's where it started reversing my indicators and the price action, of course. Got in a little bit above my loading zone, which is fine. That happens, 765-ish. And then very top, it actually ran 36%. I mean, on Friday, what is this? I don't remember. I think Friday it gapped up like 25%. Yeah. So on Friday, it actually rose 30%, like an instant jump. It was insane. It was perfect. I didn't capture it at the top though, sadly, because I was like kind of so thrown off by it. But regardless, I did get a good chunk. I think I got to like 950. So I did capture about 25% on it, which is way more than I anticipated. I mean, I was looking for 15%-ish. Got an extra 10% on that. So we cashed out 25% on that play. Super simple. Super grateful for that one. That was awesome. I don't even know why it took off, honestly. If I check the news, yeah, there are no news. So I think it was just a random pop. But, love to see that 25% on MDIA. All right, so lastly we have APAM. This was another interesting one. Very obvious. Again, we have a support here, then we have a middle support here because I've played this in the past. So you can see I kind of played it off this level here. So I have 3 price levels and then a resistance. I got in at the lower support level, obviously the major one. If we zoom out, you can kind of see. You get some tops here, consolidation here, and then quite a few taps over here. So very obvious support line. Came down, hit oversold, right? I mean, yeah, hit oversold 29, perfect. Exactly what I want to see. Broke this middle one, came down, entered. Let's zoom in. I entered about 46.25. Wrote it up, and then right here it did get shaky. You can see we're up 4%, and then it dropped another 3. However, I held on to it because in the past the price action was pretty rocky. So in total, I mean, it's up 9%. However, I did sell out right at this resistance line for about 6.5%. It looks like. It looks like it's gonna touch the. It's gonna. Oh my god. Looks like it's gonna touch the top of the channel. Of course, though. I mean, it's 2% away. I'm sure it's gonna touch the top of the channel. I'm sure I could have held it longer, captured an extra 3-4% profit, but I wanted to sell at the resistance line. So that's where it typically gets rocky at, as you can kind of see right here. Starts to get a little shaky, and I wanted to take my profits because it was a Friday. But overall, really good week, and that was another good trade.